Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Matt, Christy, Alonso. I have not seen the film we're about to talk about, so I'll just be back here not butting in. But they're going to tell you all about Netflix's Uncorked.
Uncorked is a story about a young man named Elijah who works with his father. Elijah is played by Mamoudou Athie, and his father is played by the great Courtney B. Vance. And his father owns and runs a barbecue joint in Memphis. And Elijah is kind of being groomed to take over, but he's got a different job. His second job, he works at a wine shop, and he dreams of being a sommelier. Not a Somali, like his family thinks, but a sommelier, the person who tells you what wine goes with what. And master sommeliers are considered the best of wine experts, and this is his passion. But it leads to a clash between his father, who wants him to do, go into the family business. But Elijah goes ahead and gives it a shot anyway, and drama ensues. I like this movie for the most part. There's a lot of really great performances here that I think really save some kind of moments in the script that the script sometimes loses its way. I feel like it kind of meanders later in the film, but I think the actors help overcome that. Courtney B. Vance is great in this. He's so low key, and it's interesting to see him play the stern father that really, really doesn't approve of what his son's doing without ever yelling at him. And so there's this really very passive aggressive way where he communicates about what his son wants to do. And even argues with his wife, who's played by Niecy Nash. She's also terrific in this. And that adds a lot to the kind of drama between the relationship. Mamoudou Athie is terrific. He's very charming as Elijah. You see him get to be awkward with the girl that he ends up dating. I like this movie for the most part, but again, as things start to develop and you really see Elijah start to really study, and the movie and things happen with different characters, it gets a little unfocused. And I think that for the most part, they managed to save it by the end, but it had me a little worried about it for a while.
Okay. I liked it the whole way through, and it had, maybe its rhythms were a little uneven, but it always maintained this vivid and very lived in sense of place, if I may use an overused film critic term. It takes place in Memphis, and it very much feels like you are on those streets and in those barbecue joints, and you feel like you are living among all these folks and their lives. The dinner scene where Elijah is telling his family that he wants to be a sommelier. And there's this really snappy, kind of goofy, fun wordplay because they can't figure out what that is. And they think he's Somali. Maybe he's going to be a pirate. Like, oh, why do you want to be a pirate? And it sounds goofy as I'm describing it, but the way that whole scene is edited, there's a great rhythm to it. He is enormously charismatic and has a really great presence about him, a really lovely, understated confidence about him. And one thing that's interesting about this story is that they address in a very elegant, efficient way, and then they move on, the fact that he is the only Black person in his sommelier classes, and what a rich, white, bougie thing this is. And he gets into this little study group with a few other people, and the one who clearly is the most well-off is a really cocky white dude who at first he clashes with in class, and they both realize in each other, we need each other because we're both good, and this is extremely hard.
Right.
And
the character's name is Harvard.
Is it?
Yeah, because he goes to Harvard. Yeah. Yeah, the obnoxious one.
They just don't even give him a name? Oh, yeah. I mean, on IMDb, yeah, I'm looking. You're right.
Matt McGorry is Harvard.
And so some of those scenes where they're all studying with each other and teasing each other, I mean, it has some structural formula to it. I mean, it seems like on paper, as a narrative, it would be kind of predictable. But they find avenues into it that are unexpected, and the performances are great. I love Courtney B. Vance and Niecy Nash together. They have this lovely kind of clearly a long time love of each other, and the way they tease each other feels real, like mean, but like real and true and affectionate.
There's like a shorthand in their communication that you feel is happening. Like they've really, like you feel that they've been together, you really buy that they've been together for decades.
Yeah, and the supporting cast is all really well cast, even in very small roles. So I liked it, and I really liked the ending.
I did too.
I like the ambiguity of the ending. I like that it maybe does not go down the way you expect, but it's ultimately really satisfying nonetheless.
It makes me, and I feel like I can say this because it won't spoil too much. Thematically, it makes me think of the ending of Big Night.
Okay.
If for those people that remember that movie, another great movie about food and eating. Or drinking in this case. I do like the ending a lot. And I think that helps some of the issues it has with the rhythm and pacing and kind of where it's going. Again, I feel like some of the storylines, and maybe it's that it starts to set up these things that feel pretty cliche. And what I'm glad is it doesn't actually end up continuing to go down those roads, but there's enough of that it got a little distracting, but it starts strong, it finishes strong.
Yeah.
As they say in wine circles, it's got a good finish.
It does. All the wine puns are there for the taking. After I saw it, I messaged Craig Brewer, the director of Hustle and Flow and Black Snake Moan and the Footloose remake. And I said to him, like, you're going to enjoy this because it's so Memphis. Like, he's from there and he set some of his films there and it was shot there. And it just feels very...
Do you see the Peabody Ducks?
Do you see what, honey?
The Peabody Ducks?
Peabody Ducks.
No.
No.
I'm sorry.
Right. No, but you do see Stax Records. They do show it. Right. You do see a sign, and you see the Stax Records sign. I mean, look, like Memphis barbecue is good and all, but Kansas City barbecue is where it's at. So
you're so biased.
I am biased. I am.
I'm saying 7.9. I liked it and I enjoyed it. It surprised me and it has some really lovely performances in it.
I give it a 6.5, partly because it's the wrong barbecue.
Okay. Our number is 7.2. It is on Netflix, so go check it out.
So, hey, thanks for watching. Like this video here on YouTube and subscribe to our channel while you're at it. And do check us out on the social medias at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at BeFastAllDay. And of course, we're also patreon.com/BeFastAllDay for exciting exclusive content for our subscribers, including currently recaps of Netflix's Tiger King and HBO's Westworld and The Plot Against America. And hey, if you ever have friends who are like, oh man, what the flick? I really miss that show. You say, well, it's Breakfast All Day now, because a lot of people don't know. So it's always good to tell them. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.